All right, ready? Okay. So what I'm going to do is when you live in an old house that's pretty much dilapidated, crooked, and falling over, sometimes you'll have a leak. We had a steady drip coming out of this shower head. It was driving me crazy at night. This actually goes right into my bedroom here. So it was driving me crazy. And so I had to get it fixed. And I was thinking I was going to have to replace valves and all kinds of stuff as a novice plumber. But I'm going to show you how to fix a leaky faucet in your shower or your bathtub for less than 10 bucks. Okay. First thing you'll need is this. It's called a valve wrench or a valve socket. And it comes in, I actually bought this at Home Depot, which I'll have a link for it down at the bottom of this video or in the blog post wherever you see this. But this cost me about $6, okay, without before tax. And then other things you'll need is a Phillips head screwdriver, and that should be it. I'm going to show you how to do this real quick. Okay, so first off, what you want to do now. This is an old house, so this handle was actually stuck on there. Big time. So what I had to do, so first thing we need to do is pop off this little plastic cover, and it's pretty filthy inside, but so old house. So there was a screw right here. I had to actually drill the head of this screw off because it was so calciumed in there that I could not even budge the screw. And then I just kind of popped this off. Now if this is hard to get off, what you want to do is you want to stick your screwdriver in here, try and get a shorter one to where you can reach the end of it, and then put your hands around here and then just put pressure on the screwdriver and pull at the same time, and it'll pop off. They actually have little tools that you can get on there and just kind of cinch it until it pops off, but you should be able to do it with mild strength on your own. Okay, so let me show you how to do this. So this comes off with the screw, so be sure and put everything in a place where you can find it again. This just should unscrew right here. Okay. I actually had to come in here a little while ago and trim out a little bit around here so I could actually get my valve wrench in here. Now a lot of people will think that you have to unscrew this part here, but actually there's a different part that some people, it was on this one, feel that you have to unscrew, but this is what we want to get out of here right here. So you can't really get a crescent wrench in there, and that's where your valve wrench comes in handy. Now mine's actually the bigger size. It's going to fit a little loose, you know, on some of these, but they actually have other hardware stores have ones that fit a little bit more solid, but this one did the job. So I'm just going to use my screwdriver. You can stick any kind of a hard bar through here just so you can get some leverage on it, and then just give it a good old twist. Lefty loosey, righty tight. Now, I'm probably going to get a little bit of water dripping out of here. Oh yeah, one thing I forgot to mention. Please turn the water off at the valve outside so that no water's coming through your plumbing before you take your valve out. Otherwise, you're going to get it spraying everywhere. Okay, so this, you just unscrew, all right, and that's what you're going to get out. All right, so let me show you this valve real quick. Obviously, this one's ancient. I actually looked for one. You can kind of see, well, before when we started filming, this handle is out like 2 inches or 1 inch further than this one. It's because this one's already been replaced. So this is a really old valve that I couldn't find a replacement for at Home Depot. But basically, if you look at this washer right in here, this is what we're going to replace, okay? You can zoom in on there. Now, it would appear that it's supposed to be that shape, you know, kind of beveled right here, but it's not. This whole area right here is actually supposed to be washer. And so what you do is you go to Home Depot or a hardware store, you buy a 3/8 flat washer, make sure it's about the same thickness as the one that you want to put back in here, or the one that you're replacing. And then all you do right here is you just get your regular Phillips head screwdriver. Try not to lose the screw. Put this box down. Okay. Screw off of here. Put this new washer right in there. See, fits in there perfectly. the screw back in. Now this is where you don't want to mess up. A lot of people think you have to crank down on the screw. All the screw's doing is holding this washer in place. So just crank down a little bit till it's nice and snug. And it should look like that. Okay. Old washer, new washer. You can see the difference. So basically what I was doing is there's a little, and you probably can't see it in there, but there's a little metal piece that's kind of beveled that just kind of cinches down. As you turn this faucet, you can kind of see that it goes up. This just pushes against this little beveled metal piece inside the mechanism in there, and it just cinches down on that washer. Okay, so that's it. So now we're going to put this back in. I want to kind of make sure that's all the way back down so that I can put it back in here easily. One other thing I want to show you. This one came with this little, you can see there's another little washer right here. Make sure you put that back on there, and if that's not on there, then you need to find a replacement washer for that one. Okay, so this one's just a regular old rubber washer, and you can find them at your hardware store. All right, so I'm gonna put this back in here. Hand tighten it, and then I'm gonna get my valve wrench here. This is also where you don't want to mess up either. You don't want to strip your thread, so make sure it's seated in there properly. And then you don't want to, or cross thread, I guess, and then you definitely don't want to over tighten it. So hand tighten it, and then just give it a little turn at the end, and you're done. And all you got to do is get your parts that you took off back in there, and screws on. This goes on there. If you're able to get your screw out, put your screw back in. Pop on your plastic piece on the top. And then make sure and turn it off, right? Where you can feel it turn off, and then you're ready to go. Turn your water back on, see if it stops a leak. And that's how to fix your leaky shower for less than $10.